What in this video I'd like to do is to illustrate the standard procedure for positioning an area flow gauge on a nozzle segment to measure the minimum throat opening of the area. What we do is on the gauge, you would depress the top and lower covers to load and unload the gauge on the master and on the test segment or a part. What I'm going to do now is zero out the indicator and show how we'd actually be checking a segment. So first, you would load the gauge on the master. Ensuring that the front rest foot of the gauge is on the nib of the master on both sides, this side and this side. And this inside contact here, the radial, inside radial contact, is bumping up against this block. So once you achieve the positioning on the master, you would come over and bezel out the indicator to 0. Then I'm going to show the actual throat opening that we'd be actually checking on from this segment. Excuse me. This is the area that we would be wanting to check on all of the segments. Now with this test segment, what this does, it helps to ensure that the functioning of the gauge, the master, and the operator are all working properly. If and when you use the gauge on the nozzle, on the test segment, and you don't get these readings for the specific throat openings or the specific nozzle, vein, then it's either the operator or the gauge isn't functioning properly, or the master has not been set correctly. So once this has been zeroed out, again, I'm just going to show you that we're zero. Then positioning it on this test segment, and again ensuring that the front rest feet on the gauge are bumping up against the trailing edge of the vane and hitting on the inside rail. I'm going to be checking number 4, throat opening. Ensuring that it's resting on the trailing edge, set down and bumped up against the inside rail. And then checking the reading that I'm getting here with what is on this master, it should coincide. And if again, the reading on here and this table here are not the same, again, it's either the master is incorrect, the gauge is not functioning properly, or the operator isn't setting it on the part or the test segment correctly. And basically, that is how you actually use the area flow gauge to be able to test the segments.